All right, and to discuss more on the visit of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to India and the bilateral ties between India and the United States, we are joined by Dr. Ranjan Kumar, School of International Studies, JNU. Sir, first of all, a very warm welcome to DD India News. You know, when both U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met earlier today, the talks, as we heard, are still going on. The two had a wide-ranging discussion which spanned across areas like defense, security, energy, of course, which is very, very important, and developments in West Asia. How do you analyze this visit by the U.S. Secretary of State, especially in terms of ties between New Delhi and Washington?
I think this is a very important visit, Siddharth. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure, sir.
This visit is important for a number of reasons because, as you know, that for the last few months, especially during the second term of Trump administration, everything has not been going well at the geopolitical front and also at the level of domestic, what you call bilateral trade, transfer of technology, etc., and also on the issue of the visa. So the attempt is being made by Washington to reassure India in a way that US is interested in maintaining ties with India, be it the broader global security where the Indo-Pacific is important, and he is coming to attend the Quad meeting. But also, as you know, he's visiting a number of places in India, so he's trying to give a message to India that that we are willing to. The Washington is trying to restore the ties, reset the ties in a way, and stabilize the relationship which has been going downhill for the last few months. So that is the message that I get through this meeting. Although this meeting is happening at a very crucial time, as you know, just a few days back, President Trump was in China, and then you have this Iran crisis, energy crisis world over. So, and during that context, it becomes important for India to get the perspective that what is Washington thinking, how Washington is planning for the next few months. So all of that is important, apart from the bilateral issues that you pointed out, trade, technology, commerce, diaspora, etc. So those are again important issues that would be discussed.
Definitely. Indeed, a very, very good signal, you know, with what Marco Rubio said just a while back during the joint press conference. I also want to ask you that energy security is an important subject and, of course, of utmost importance in the current geopolitical circumstances. What do you make of the energy ties between India and the US and the potential of a level up here?
I think you have hit the nail. This is the right question to ask at this point of time because United States is interested in two or three things. Let me tell you. I'm talking from the Washington's perspective. How Washington is thinking.
All right.
So, because now at this point of time, Washington has become one of the biggest producer of oil. So it wants to sell oil to different countries, and also because now it controls the oil of Venezuela. So it's a massive supply of oil. And it is oil supply is one thing, and it would like India to purchase a lot of oil in the next few years. And because US economy is also coming under pressure because of what is happening in Iran and the energy crisis. The price of oil and gas has gone really up in the United States. And so it is also looking for investment from India in the refinery sector, but also in other sectors. So what US is saying that there is a kind of commitment that Washington is trying to bring out this issue, which was discussed some time back, that India will buy 500 billion worth dollar products from United States, which includes now, because now India needs energy and the US is willing to supply energy. So essentially trying to sell energy to India, but also defense products and other products which are which US wants to sell to other countries. So these two are the major items that US would like to sell to India. But apart from that, because the US is looking for investment from other countries, as you know, US is trying to reindustrialize, where it says that its manufacturing jobs have gone to other country, and now it is trying to reindustrialize. So it is looking for investment from a number of countries. So China, and China, President Trump went with so many CEOs together. So essentially, he was, he wanted some kind of investment from China, and also by saying immediately that $500 billion of products would be bought by India in the next few years, and that's a huge target. Let me tell you, from Indian perspective. But again, raising this issue means that that US is looking for higher trade with India, and also low tariff of US products coming to India. So that is. But again, the trade deal has not been finalized. But again, a discussion will also take place on the trade deal. But since that is in the court, so even the US administration doesn't really know how the entire thing will go in the court. So at this moment on the issue of trade is going to be wait and watch. But yes, some of the modalities, procedures and possibilities would be explored in the present meeting. So trade, technology and broader the geopolitical aspect, these are the three things that I see would be discussed.
Okay. Sir, we are staying here on the energy sector itself. The two leaders also devoted time to nuclear energy cooperation under Shanti Act. How important is that?
That's very, very important from India.
Yeah.
And you are very young, so you probably that you are not aware of what happened in the nuclear civil deal that was taking place when our government kind of
Sir, we all read history, no matter the age,
yes.
but
So
please continue.
That was such an important issue, Siddharth, in the early 2000s, when the negotiations were going on, 2006-07, I'm saying, and the civil nuclear deal happened. But because even after the deal, investment on the nuclear sector didn't happen from India because of the liability clauses that we had. And many of the companies were not willing to invest because we expected the same kind of liability clause, which United States was offering either to US citizen or to US investors or to say Japanese, etc. And there are also issues that Japanese technology will not supply to India because of certain restrictions, etc.
Yeah.
So because of that, the US could not establish the nuclear, reactors, supply this reactor here. But now there is a possibility because now they're willing to negotiate, and now the policy has changed completely. India is largely being accepted throughout the world as a nuclear power, and future possibility where these restrictions will not matter much. So now there is a real possibility of US investing in India, especially in the nuclear sector. Yes,
definitely. So energy is one thing, but how about cooperation in critical technologies? Also, India is strengthening its semiconductor ecosystem, and with the current pace that we are witnessing, it will soon become a massive supplier of the same. You also have AI, on the other hand, which is changing the global dynamics to an extent.
I think yes. What is happening at this point of time, that there is a growing tech rivalry happening between the two countries. One is China. China controls the rare earth material, through which is used in several sectors, and US is dominant in two sectors. One is the production of semiconductor, and the second one is artificial intelligence. And in artificial intelligence, China is also very developed at this point of time. But in the semiconductor, US has some kind of monopoly with Taiwan and collaboration with Taiwan, etc. So for us, having good ties with US become very important because we are in a way till the time we develop our semiconductor, which is going to take some time, at least a year. And for critical advanced semiconductor, it will take longer time. So we want to ensure with the United States that the supply chain disruption will not take place. So far as semiconductor is concerned, so far this the other critical technologies are concerned. India has been India and US. We have signed a number of deals in the critical technology sector, but unfortunately, after the second term of Trump coming to power, that again has become an issue. Because that is used as a leverage, that is used as an instrument to pressurize many of the countries. So again, this discussion is important when we are trying to re-establish ties with the United States. So this issue becomes very important. I think there is not much of conflict at this point of time, but yes, we have to ensure the supply of critical technology from United States, and also this collaboration in the artificial intelligence technology.
Definitely, you're absolutely right here that there's a technology rivalry going on, in the global world. And it will certainly give an impetus to India's AI mission and also semiconductor ecosystem, when you have the exchange of technology, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Because, what these countries are trying to do, because China has the control over what you call the rare earth material, the material which are used
almost 60 to 70%.
Yeah, actually more than that.
Yeah.
And the problem is that if you start setting up the factory, etc., it will take time. So it's a gestation period is 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
In a way, for that duration, you are dependent on China. In fact, forget about India. Even United States is dependent on China for these materials because China controls most of the industry. And on the
that's why, in fact, we are seeing different collaboration between United States and different countries, and Of course, India is also collaborating with different countries in the field of critical minerals to reduce the dependence on the country which controls the major portion of the critical minerals. Also, sir, Mr. Rubio said that there are regional issues in the Indo-Pacific that are of concern for both nations. According to you, what are the major challenges there? And what is the way out? What is the solution?
Yeah, so there are 3-4 major issues at this point of time. First, as you know, this Quad came because of the issue of Chinese expansion in the South China Sea was taking place, and free navigation became an issue. So Quad, essentially the core idea of Quad from New Delhi's perspective was that we have to have free navigation in the South China Sea. But now, unfortunately, what has happened that the second sector, Hormuz, is closed by Iran and United States together. So as a consequence, you have a new sector where the free navigation is not taking place. So that is second regional issue. In my view, third issue is the role of Pakistan, where that concerns India, because if Trump administration is treating Asim Munir, who is kind of better known here, so if you treat him with that kind of respect, and who is sponsoring some kind of terrorist activities in India, so that becomes a challenge. So these are the 3 major issues. But again, the fourth issue from India's perspective would be to ensure the supply of energy to India. Fertilizer, energy, these are the critical issues for India at this point of time. And yes, US can play a role in that.
Okay. All right. According to some reports, there is a possibility of good news in the next few hours in the Hormuz Strait, as said by Marco Rubio. We are getting some reports. A good sign?
I think at this point of time, so far as my sources tell me, that the deal has not taken place. Yes, they are sounding optimistic, but Trump administration has been sounding optimistic since he said for a few days, and then for a month, and then weeks and weeks. So at this point of time, because unless until you accept some of the demands of Iran, which means Iran is not going to hand over the nuclear fissile material to any third country, unless until you agree that some of the sanctions on Iran would be lifted, Iran is not going to agree. And now at this point of time, United States cannot withdraw this, because it would be a kind of humiliation for United States in domestic politics, but also internationally. So as a consequence, at this point, I don't think the negotiations are going on. Let me tell you, through Pakistan and Oman together, negotiations are on, and they are sounding optimistic. But so far, I know that the deal has not been reached yet. But yes, I'll be happy, and entire international community would be happy if the deal takes place and the Hormuz blockade is lifted.
Definitely, in the entire world, we're really, really happy, given the current geopolitical circumstances and supply chain anxieties, and of course, oil supply disruptions in the global world, and of course, the amount of the crude oil is, getting higher and higher with each passing day. Let's hope there will be a solution as soon as possible.
So yes, absolutely. Yeah, because we have a very good ambassador who is Ambassador Gore. He is very close to Trump administration, and we expect him to play a very positive role in kind of restoring ties between the two countries, which is crucial for both the countries, let me tell you.
Okay. Sir, you stay with us. We'll come back to you.